this was probably one of my favorite scrambles I had all year. Where
Oh,
it was just
this is one of
constant. It
my
was like
favorite scrambles to
crazy.
watch too. It's absolutely insane. Today, joined by two-time SoCon champion Korbin Meink out of Campbell. This is an exciting video. We're going to be reacting to his SoCon finals match against Chattanooga. What an exciting match, Korbin. The first thing I want to ask you before we get into the actual video that we react to is coming into this tournament with a loss earlier in the season. And we'll get to a couple of those other previous matches, but first coming into this tournament, did you feel like an underdog in this, or did you feel like this was your time to shine? This was your tournament?
I definitely felt like this was my time to shine. I was very excited for this match, and you can kind of see it in my wrestling. I'm very upbeat. I'm like really excited, and I never thought of myself as the underdog. I thought of myself as like, no, I'm going to win this tournament. There's nothing that's going to stop me.
So we get into this match right away. And, I mentioned that you had wrestled Gutierrez a couple of times before, a couple of times at the Hokie Open in back-to-back years, and then again in this previous year in the Chattanooga duel. And all of these were very close losses, unfortunately, for you. But did you approach this match now with a new game plan? You see coming quick on that shot almost right away. Was there any different of a game plan here?
Yeah, my game plan was to attack from the matches that I watched, and I watched those matches over and over again. I realized that I just wasn't attacking, and so I came into this. I was like, I'm just gonna get on his legs. He can't score when I'm on his legs. So I was just that was my goal. And luckily, early on in this match, I found that open shot, took it, and I mean, this was a battle though. This one was a battle, but it was well worth it.
There were a couple of big battles in this tool, or in this match, excuse me, for sure. I mean, and on these legs, I mean, you're just fighting in there. I mean, what's he doing to you here, and what are you trying to do here to get better control on him?
So I usually take my time with it, but like I said, I was very excited. So I was like trying to go fast, and then I kind of caught myself like, all right, calm down. Let's like control one leg at a time. Finally got control of that one leg. I ended up having switching it up, but something bad happens right here. I just remember.
Yes. Yeah, so again, a little overzealous there. Excited to
Yeah.
score some points though, which is always, exciting to see as a fan watching this match. So yeah, a little bit overzealous there, but now, on bottom, what's going through your head now?
So I know he's a leg rider, so I'm trying to keep him out, and unfortunately I don't keep him out this time around, but I'm feeling him out. He even though I've wrestled him multiple times before, I still kind of have to remember how it feels because every leg rider is different,
Hmm.
and so I had to I felt him out. So early on, he was kind of controlling me with the legs. We'll see later that it becomes a non-factor. I started adapting to his wrestling style and winning on the mat.
Is that something you do with a lot of guys there is kind of, you have to adapt to their style and find something new there?
Yeah, yeah. So I always like to know, like everyone has a different style, and so I always try to think. It's like a strategy for me where this would be the best way to do it against this type of style, and so I just kind of have to know how it feels against a guy, and it will usually work out for me.
Yeah, definitely. And now here, this is kind of where you get a couple, or he gets a couple of cautions on him. And I see here, I mean, from my point of view, I see him kind of shaking out his arms, getting ready to get into it. To me, I see that as like stalling. Does that like bother you at all during a match?
See, in the match, I don't realize he's doing it. But once I watch the match is over, it's like, come on, like let's go, let's wrestle, let's go. You don't need to be doing this every time. Even after a caution call, the match ends or stops like a second later, and now he's shaking out his arms again. But I don't know. But as you
Exactly. And
saw,
then here you are deep on that shot, right in on that reversal there, right?
yep, and that's what I was saying when I felt out his legs. I finally got to the point where I knew I felt him high. He would always get really high when he threw in legs. So that's when I bucked him up, and he fell off right over top of me, and gave me the reversal right at the end of the period.
Right at the end of the period is big, and you hear coaches yell out, "That's how you wrestle the whole match." I mean, how big is that in your wrestling that whole match, especially here in the finals?
It's huge. Like it pumps me up. I'm like, yeah, I can do that for sure. Like I just did it for 3 minutes. I only have 4 minutes left. Like I can do that for sure. And it shows. I believe the second period. I believe I chose down
Yeah,
or
yeah,
what?
yeah. I believe, yeah, he chose down, and at this
He
point,
escaped. Yep.
it's still a close match.
Yeah, I
With
believe I'm up
those
by one.
4-3 score at this point right now. And it's just still a all out battle right here, and you both of you guys keep attacking. So you seem pretty defensive here when he's able to attack. What are you doing there to defend him off?
So I can. He's really big on really I don't know. I can always kind of feel when he's about to shoot. Right. It's hard to explain.
Mhm.
I can feel how he shoots. And then maybe that comes because I've wrestled him so many times and I just know. So I'm always kind of ready. But when he shoots, he always gets himself kind of out of position. That's why I'm in on the shot right now. It's like it's a re-attack. But I try to peek out a little bit too early, and it gets us put into a big scramble. And this was
And
probably one of. I mean, I wish I scored off of it. I kind of rushed it. But this was probably one of my favorite scrambles I had all year, where it
oh,
was just
this is one of
constant. It
my
was like
favorite scrambles to
crazy.
watch too. It's absolutely insane. I mean, watching you two guys go at it right here. And I mean, did you feel in control at any point over there? Are you just fighting for control
There were
there?
a
What's going
couple
on?
times when I was in control. Yeah, there was a couple times I felt like I was in control, and there was a couple times where I lost it like really quick, and I like got myself in a bad position. And then eventually, I'm like, I need to kind of get out of this. So I find his far ankle, and I'm kind of just trying to work it, trying to get him off balance, maybe pop up. But right now, I'm kind of looking for keeping hold of this ankle. I have both his legs, and
Mhm.
he's not behind my arms, so he's not two. And so I control this, and I wait. I just kind of was waiting to see if I could pick a spot to attack, but it never really came.
Oh yeah, and I noticed that ankle too. Like having control there was big because I know their coaches were yelling out about a couple of challenges and figuring out did you have two, did their guy have two. During those times when there are challenges and you're kind of waiting there, and there you are again in
Yep.
on a nice shot. When you're waiting for those challenges there, what's your headspace like during that time? Are you thinking how things are going to turn out for you? You just taking some time to take a breath?
I'm just like I try not to let it get to me. Whatever the outcome is that happened, it's like it because essentially if a challenge goes through, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, that was a nice shot. But if the challenge goes through, um,
Beautiful.
the wrestling is pretty much like negated. So it's like it didn't happen. So that's kind of what goes through my mind. It's like, well, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, all right, let's keep going. And so
Yeah,
I just try to clear my mind, probably catch my breath in a couple moments. But yeah,
and you see that takedown there. I mean, and you're fighting again on the edge of the map, but you got that quick takedown, which was huge to stay ahead in this match. You're never staying neutral. You're never staying stagnant in the match. You're always trying to score those points there, which I think was I mean, huge there. I mean, did you feel great now at this point? Still some time left on the clock, but how are you feeling now?
yeah. I mean, going into that period, I was like, well, I think I was up by one, and so I was like, one takedown is all it takes, and it's like I can ride him, I can do whatever. I didn't really ride him as long as I planned, but I knew that if he even escaped, he had to take me down again, and quite frankly, he hadn't really dominated me on my feet, so I knew
Hmm.
I was comfortable on my feet with him. And he actually gets in a pretty nice shot right here. But
Hmm.
luckily, I stay true to my scramble, to really hipping in, not letting him finish it easy, right? And so
Oh yeah, I mean he was just attacking. You see the clock ticking down there, less than 10 seconds now, and you guys go out of bounds.
yeah,
So you're just seconds away from winning that second SoCon title, and what are you doing there? There's his caution. That's 1 point, and
yeah.
at that point the match is pretty much over, right?
yeah, I mean, he has to throw me now, and so it's like, well, he's not really. I'm not. I mean, I could essentially just like turn around and let him take me down, and I could still win, but no chance I was gonna let him do that.
No,
Um,
no
but
chance at that point. And that feeling of celebration, that
oh yeah.
elation that you're feeling there. Walk me through how excited you are there.
Well, right now, I mean, walking out on the mat before this match, I had some App State fans booing me, and so winning in their stadium, and then making sure they knew that I had just won after the match, and it's like, I mean, I don't know, beating App State, awesome. Even though I
Yes.
was that kid.
For sure. Finally getting that win against Gutierrez had to be incredibly exciting for you, and then winning these SoCons as a team. So right after the
Oh, yeah.
match, what do? Do you go back, celebrate with the team, celebrate with your family?
Yeah, I mean, for me, what it was I went back, I had my little moment to myself, like happy about it. Went back and I believe Gonzer was up next, and I was just getting after him, like, you got to go get this for yourself, and because he was he was excited for the SoCon tournament too. So I mean, who isn't? But yeah, and so then I send him off um, into his match, and I go into our little back room, and everyone's there watching it on the big screen in there, and we're enjoying ourselves really. So yeah, it's awesome.
It's exciting to see as a fan of Campbell Wrestling, and seeing that train just keep on rolling
Uh,
after you get that win there. So thank you, Korbin, for joining us on this, watching this match again. It was very exciting, and I love watching that match.
yeah, it's a fun match. It was one of my favorite matches for sure.